Hey folks, welcome back. So I recently posted a video comparing the Squier Classic Vibe model Stratocaster to the Squier Affinity Stratocaster. And I purchased two guitars, and I decided, after playing them for a while and giving them a little bit of serious consideration, that I keep only one. And the one that I decided to keep out of the two is this guy, the Squier Affinity. And I will tell you my reasoning. So first off, I have a limited budget, as you can probably imagine. So I don't have the ability to have multiple varieties of the same guitar, for lack of a better word, in my collection. So I didn't need two exactly the same configuration, 3 single coil Strat style guitars. So I had to make a decision on whether I would keep the Classic Vibe or keep the Affinity. Reason I'm keeping the Affinity is the following. And again, both guitars are excellent, as I mentioned in the video. Excellent choices for budget style Stratocaster guitars. They will definitely appeal to different people for different reasons. Now, in my particular case, the reason I stuck with this one is I happen to like the neck better on this guitar. I think it is a tad bit wider, although the nut width is identical, 1.625 inches, but it just feels a little bit wider. Maybe it's my imagination, and flatter, although the radius on both guitars are 9.5 inches, so it's very, very strange. But it feels to me a tad bit thinner and flatter than the Classic Vibe. Now, it may not be the case. I also like the fact that it is a matte finish on both the neck, the back of the neck, as well as the fretboard. I've convinced myself, after playing it a bit, that I like the matte finish, the feel, better than I do the gloss. Again, it's a personal thing. Some folks love the gloss finish. It is an extra cost, manufacturing cost, to put that polyurethane on the neck and the fretboard. Some people like it. I prefer the matte finish. The other thing is, which is a strange one as well, is the Classic Vibe had actually better pickups than this in it. It had Fender designed Alnico pickups. This has probably budget ceramic pickups, 3 single ceramic coil pickups. I like the sound of these pickups better than I do the Classic Vibe. I found them to be louder, higher output, and I found them to have a better tone with distortion on. The other Alnicos sounded a bit thin. This had a fullness to them, almost in between a single and a humbucker. So I really like these pickups that come stock with the Affinity. Third reason, tuners. Another strange thing, right? These are just basic sealed tuners, although they do have the split shafts on them, on the front heads, as you can see. So they're sort of a combination of a standard tuner with a little bit of that classic tuner design, right? Classic Vibe had the pure vintage style tuners with the squared back on the casings, and also the split shafts. So they were more pure vintage style tuners. These tuners are smoother and hold better tune than the ones on the Classic Vibe. And again, they're probably better tuners, I would think, on the Classic Vibe. These tuners I like better. They hold tune better and just have a better feel. They don't slip, they don't stick. The third thing, or fourth thing, wherever the hell I'm at right now, is the bridge. I actually think the bridge on this Affinity guitar, it's a 2-point tremolo system, is more solid and better made than the bridge that came on the Classic Vibe, which was a basic 6-saddle Strat style bridge. I'm not a tremolo user, but this has better stability than the tremolo system on the Classic Vibe. Now here's one that's going to be very controversial, but again, it's a personal thing, right? And that's the width of this guitar body, right? It's not a full-size Strat body. It is slightly thinner than a standard Strat body, so will not take one-to-one, I believe, in terms of some of the mods that you can do on a full-bodied Strat, which, again, I have no intention of modding this guitar. I like the feel of the thinner body better than I do the feel of the full-size Classic Vibe. Again, personal thing, right? But I like the thinner body. Some people hate it. Personal decision. That came into my reasoning. Now, the negative is the headstock, in my opinion. I'm not a big headstock guy, right? This is the 70s full post-CBS style headstock on this guitar. I happen to like the Classic Vibe headstock more. I like the pre-CBS smaller headstock. Again, it's just a design thing. It's a minor thing. It didn't really come into heavy consideration in me making my decision because I'm not playing the headstock. But that's it. That's my reasoning, and I'm sticking to it. And that's why I chose the Affinity over the Classic Vibe in terms of the Strat that I'm keeping in my collection. So if you find these videos useful, informative, again, please subscribe. If you have any questions on either one of these guitars, put them below in the comments. Do my best to answer them. As always, guys, until the next time, you be well and stay safe. Take care.